I've noticed something where when you see a black and white photo of a man from this era, okay? Prior to the 60s, right? Like 50s and prior. And all they do is comb their hair and wear a polo shirt and smile. So many people are like, look at him. He was so handsome. Look at him. He was so handsome, so put together. Sometimes I just think it's the fact that they comb their hair and wore a polo, if I'm being honest. Like, it doesn't mean, I'm not saying they look bad. Like, I agree. I'm just like, yeah, it's not that people be like, they don't make them like this nowadays. I'm like, they do. They just don't like comb their hair and put on a polo. You know, like, it's all you gotta do most of the time. You know what I mean? Also the fact that the photos are black and white kind of obscures some stuff, you know. If they had like, they have like, you know, some dark circles, it's not going to look bluish in the black and white photo. It's just going to look like a normal shadow. You know what I mean? So some stuff is it's a little obscured. But I'll see people do that all the time. They look at a picture of someone from back then. They're like, he was so handsome. And he's like not handsome, whoever they're talking about, but like, you know, I have one polo left from my previous life and a comb. It's time. Yeah, I mean, I think if anything, male grooming has gotten more intense recently. I think back then they didn't really do shit other than comb their hair a lot and shave. They were just clean shaven more often, right? That was it. I think nowadays people try a lot more things. There are a lot more products and things. There are a lot more standards applied to men that were never applied to them before. So there's definitely a lot more effort there, but there are also a lot of people that put in like no effort. I think it's become, the spectrum has widened on both ends, right? It used to be that almost everyone tried to look at least somewhat put together, tried to at least somewhat comb their hair, and everyone was kind of expected to kind of do that, right? And if you didn't, you were like a loser and lame, and they made fun of you. So that societal pressure made everyone comb their hair, right? Just to keep it simple. And I feel like nowadays, putting in effort, well, here's what happened. I'm going to be honest. Here's what happened. Putting in effort into how you looked in the 90s got you called gay, all right? And not in a good way. They would just be like, you're gay. And of course, being gay in the 90s, everyone would like clutch their pearls if they got called that. They'd be like, you kid, don't say that about me. Oh, they would like freak out as if it was the worst thing in the world, you know? So that was not cool. You couldn't do that. So instead it was cool to be like, I don't fucking care, and listen to punk music, you know? And a lot of fashion trends also kind of got weird. They called metrosexual. I feel like that was more in the thousands. In the thousands, they started saying metrosexual. Yeah, remember that? Yeah. So I feel like around then and beyond, that gap started widening where like there were people that still put effort in, and nowadays there are a lot of dudes that do put a lot of effort in, but also we got this other end of the spectrum of people that put no effort in and let themselves just rot. That has also surged because I think people don't bother people as much as they used to about their appearance. And I think in most ways, that's good. We should not be bothering people about that. But when it's like, yo, you look like shit purely because you didn't comb your hair, but everything about you would be fine if you just did that, I think it's okay to say that to people that you know pretty well, okay? I'm gonna be honest. If I have a friend who looks all right, but their haircut sucks and that haircut is like ruining everything, I will tell them. I will be like, look, man, it's not your clothes, it's not your face, it's not your personality, it's your damn haircut that you could easily change. You know, like, I will just say it. But I think people, like, I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened. I don't even want to wager guesses. It just happened where somehow we've gotten to this point now where, like, if you tell someone something about their appearance and they should change it, you're, like, evil for that, you know? But I'm like, man, I wish society did put pressure on people to at least not be stinky. I don't think they should pressure you into a certain look or a certain specific standard, but I think there should be a bar at the bottom that you should be getting over, and it should have to do with cleanliness and at least not looking like shit, you know? And I feel like people don't pressure dudes to do that. No mo. I don't know, man. Sorry, don't care enough to go to the barbers. well, then you're gonna look like shit. And the thing is, there's some people who have such a good face that they could just let their hair grow and like kind of, you know, the shape gets weird when you just let it grow for too long. You don't get it reshaped and everything. There's some people who are just so like beautiful that it doesn't matter. But if you're not one of those people, then you should go to the barber, okay? Because it's gonna make you look so much better. And there's no reason to just like leave off a task that could take you 30 minutes to an hour every like 6 weeks max. That will then pay dividends. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's one of those things where genuinely, I know so many people that they don't have the best face. They don't have the best body. They really are like below average in these categories. If you really want to like put them in a, you know, room of people and try to rate them. But because they try to dress okay, just good enough so that their body type doesn't look worse, and then they have a haircut that works for them, they are told by other people that they look good. You know, people look at them and go, you look really nice. Because, like, I think the effort shines through. I think the effort really shines through because it's not just the effort that is good, but also effort makes you look like you're more confident in yourself. And it does pay you back. Like, you know, that effort kind of cycles back and you fake it till you make it and you actually become more confident. But until you get there, it still makes other people feel like you are. And then they treat you better. And then you feel better. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of cycles like that. So I really wish people would just try to at least meet a baseline with certain things. I don't know. Guys are still insecure about that kind of stuff. You can see with the ridiculously hyper-masculine advertising with men's hygiene products. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying on average, there's definitely been more of... I've been seeing more dudes get more in touch with that, with talking about how they take care of themselves and preening and all that shit, you know? And it doesn't always have to be hyper-masculine. I've just seen, like, a bit more, especially in media, they'll show, like, a dude hanging out with his girlfriend and they're, like, both doing face masks. And he's like, she put it on me, but I let her do it because she likes it. Oh, it's cute, though, you know? Whereas, like, in the 90s, they'd be like, that's gay, or, like, some stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's definitely shifted a little. It's shifted a little. I appreciate that. I do. So you usually rot max unless you're going to con, then you get a haircut and bust out the pomade and look sexy. I mean, I feel like people should try to do it more often than that, but you don't have to go all out. Nothing that is like super high effort. Literally just like haircut and clothes that don't make you look bad. You don't even have to try to look really good. Just like not bad, you know? My dad is like Mads Mikkelsen, where if he's just sitting there looking at you, you're like, am I gonna be okay?